Hey, Mom! What time are you coming home tonight? Are you going to make it home for dinner? It looks like I'll be leaving on time today. Is there anything in the fridge? I can buy something on my way home. We're all set. I went shopping. I can make something simple, like pasta, maybe? Thank you, Brittany. You're a godsend. You're so helpful around the house, and that helps me so much at work, too. You're too good to be true, my sweets. Stop it, Mom! I'll make pasta, okay? It's not a big deal. Okay. Did you do your homework? Yeah, I'm done. My new homeroom teacher is really strict. She makes you stand in the back of the class if you don't do your homework. I think she doesn't like me, too. What? Isn't she that young teacher that started this year? Yeah, it's her first year teaching, so we all thought she would be cool, you know? But I guess not. She's crazy scary. Jen was getting yelled at for something today, and it was totally not her fault. I tried to speak up for her, but then she started yelling at me, too. Oh, this could be a problem. I want to hear all about it when I get home. Okay, I'll see you soon. I can't wait to dig into some delicious pasta. Good evening. This is Monique Richards. I'm sorry to contact you so late, but you never answered my calls. Monique, you're Brittany's homeroom teacher. Is everything okay at school? Mrs. Walters, am I correct in understanding that you are a single mother? Excuse me? What does that have to do with anything? So, you're a low-income single-parent home. Is that correct? Wait just a second. Is this some sort of joke? A joke? No, of course not. Then are you trying to provoke me? To what end? Oh, nothing like that. Please don't misunderstand my intentions. I'm just confirming the facts. You are a low-income, single-parent home struggling to make ends meet. And this led to Brittany developing an abrasive attitude. That's what I want to confirm. I am so offended I'm at a loss for words. That's fine. I knew already. I'm just double-checking the facts. It's clear to me now why your daughter is so defiant. That's the unfortunate outcome of being from a single-parent home. How dare you speak this way to a parent? My daughter is not defiant. I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Like mother, like daughter. Monique, I think we need to have a chat in person. This is not a discussion to have via text. I'm busy with some business trips this week, so I'll go in for a meeting next week. I'll call to make an appointment. Oh, don't worry about it. Being a single mom, I'm sure you can't afford to take time off work. That's so rude. Oh, but maybe we will have to set up a meeting. If Brittany continues down this path, she's bound to get into trouble. Then we'll have to call her parents in. Oh, sorry. Parent. What are you accusing Brittany of anyway? Never mind, it's no use discussing it now. I'll adjust my schedule and make a visit to the school next week. We'll discuss this in great detail at that time. Believe me. Mom, I'm in trouble! What is it? Are you okay? You're supposed to be staying at Uncle Jimmy's while I'm on my trip. Did something happen? Yeah, I'm at Uncle Jimmy's house. Everything's fine. The problem is school. The class's lunch money went missing from the teacher's desk. I'm getting blamed for stealing it. What? Why you? You wouldn't do anything like that, right? Of course not! I didn't even know it was in her desk. I thought it's taken to the office right after it's collected. I've never even heard of the money being kept in the classroom. The whole thing is really fishy. That is a little strange. But Miss Monique says that she left the money in her desk. And she insists that I was the one that stole it. Your homeroom teacher again? Why is she singling you out as the culprit? You did tell her you didn't do it, right? Of course I told her I didn't do it. And I said that it's not fair to be pointing fingers without any proof. But she wouldn't believe me. She says she needs to talk with you tomorrow. I asked them to call Uncle Jimmy since you were busy at work. No, that's okay. I need to be there. This has gone far enough. I'll tell Uncle Jimmy I'm going. Brittany, don't you worry about a thing. Everything's going to be all right. Monique, I need a word with you. Oh, I heard you can't make it tomorrow. You're on a business trip? You can't even make time to deal with your child's criminal behavior. Brittany says she didn't do it. Why did you leave such a large sum of money in the classroom to begin with? That's none of your business. It's just administrative policy. What policy? Explain it to me. Why don't you tell me the truth? You look down on our family for being a single-parent household. And now you're accusing my daughter Brittany with no proof whatsoever. I'm surprised you would speak to your daughter's teacher this way. Ugh. Please try to stay civil in our talks, okay? This is why I hate single-parent homes. In order to create the ideal civil classroom I aspire to, I need to remove the bad apples. Brittany is defiant and audacious. She's constantly talking back and being problematic. She's a typical miscreant with no respect for her teachers. I've never been told anything of the sort about Brittany. I am very involved in her life, and she is doing excellent at school and has many friends. You're a little biased, being her mother. I'll be requiring an apology letter from each of you. 2,000 words, Times New Roman, double-spaced. An apology letter? About your daughter's criminal actions and your crude attitude toward me. I think it's quite generous of me. Do you now? Oh, and I'll need you to compensate for the stolen lunch fees. It was Brittany who took it, and you need to take responsibility for it. She didn't take it. Do you have any proof? Please don't try to drag this out. We've established that you're a struggling single mother. It's obvious Brittany stole the money. If you are not going to write a formal apology letter, I will report this matter to the police. Really? Do you know who I am? What? I suppose we've never met in person, so you didn't recognize me. And I'm guessing you haven't read the student information all that carefully. What are you trying to say? Just get to the point, will you? Patronizing me for being a single mother and blaming Brittany for theft? Asking for a written apology from both of us, based on your one-sided opinion. I should have been more careful when I hired you. What kind of game are you playing at? You think you can just mock your daughter's teacher? I can see where your daughter gets her attitude problem from. My name is Petra Walters. Good for you. You don't recognize my name? I am the superintendent to the school you work at. What? Superintendent? I'm not at the school day today, and don't interact with the staff much. I wasn't there for your interview either. But we've met at least once, at the first assembly of the year. I made a speech. Are you not listening? I'm confused. You're saying you're the superintendent, and Brittany's your daughter? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Do you still not get it? So, I'm speaking now to the superintendent, Petra Walters, the superintendent of this school. You seem a little rattled. No, Are you nervous because I'm your boss's boss? I understand. You handpicked my daughter to be blamed for a theft in your classroom. That's some heavy stuff. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Maybe it was my mistake. Maybe? No, I mean it was my mistake. I'm terribly sorry for all the trouble. It wasn't a mistake, was it? I think you concocted this whole story as some kind of reprisal for standing up for her friend. Isn't that right? No, ma'am. I didn't mean it like that. I was doing my job as a teacher and trying to educate my classroom through discipline. Your job? I don't think your job is to shove your warped view of order down the children's throats. I didn't mean it to be that way. I never thought that a superintendent's daughter would be in my class. I had no idea. Please forgive me. It's not about her being my daughter. Have you ever considered how immensely your words and actions affect your students? It affects their school life and character development. Your actions are not appropriate for any student, not just my daughter. I understand. I stand corrected. I acted immaturely. I shouldn't have accused Brittany like that. I don't know what you have against single-parent homes, but I've been a parent for 13 years, and never have I been insulted like this. Calling my daughter a criminal based on your outlandish assumptions. Coming from a teacher, no less. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. I was out of line. Please excuse my actions. I'll go to your house to apologize in person. I'll write an apology letter. I'll do anything. I'll apologize to Brittany, too. That won't be necessary. What? What do you mean? I can't have someone like you in charge of my daughter's education. I'm having a different teacher put in charge of her class at the very least. But everything was just starting to come together. I doubt that's the case. Keeping kids behaving well in a dictatorship is not good leadership. But the school year just started. I'm still getting the hang of things. First, we need to resolve the lunch money issue. Is it true that the money went missing from your desk? Yes, it's true. But it was my responsibility. I don't blame any of my students. I will compensate for the missing money. I haven't told the principal about this yet. I can fix this. Why haven't you told the principal? A theft in the classroom is a serious problem, Ms. Monique. Why are you trying to resolve it yourself? I thought it was my duty as a teacher. It seems you have no idea what a teacher's duties are. Enough. You failed to report a significant incident, behaved inappropriately and rashly. This conversation is over. I will discuss your reprimand with the school. My reprimand? No. Please, I'll take care of it. That's not happening. You called one of your students a criminal and demanded written apologies. Even threatened to call the police. You are not getting out of this lightly. Goodbye, Ms. Monique. You'd better start looking for a new job. Not as a teacher, of course. After that, Monique apologized profusely to Petra, and even wrote a lengthy apology letter. She even wrote a separate letter to Brittany and read it in front of everybody in class. It was later found out, however, that Monique was the one who had stolen the lunch money. She got a punitive discharge immediately. Apparently, she made up the whole thing to get back at Brittany for standing up for her friend. What a low-life teacher and low-life human being. Her pictures and information from the arrest got leaked on social media, and she became a viral bad teacher meme. After all that bad publicity, there is no school that would ever hire her again. Petra decided that she will sit in on all interviews for new teachers and be more involved in the hiring process, in order to try and avoid this kind of mistake from happening again. The good news is that, free from the chains of Monique's twisted discipline, Brittany and the rest of her class were all getting along with their new teachers splendidly. Hey, where is my stuff? My room is empty. What did you do with it? Hey! I know you saw my messages. Are you the one who did this, Isabel? Shut up. You just yap and yap and yap like a dog. I was in a good mood just now, too. Just answer me. Where are you guys? My dad's car isn't here. Huh? Us? We're going out to eat right now. Me, Mommy, and Daddy. The whole family's here. We're celebrating me moving on to high school. Oh, I see. What's that? You weren't invited? You were left behind to eat all alone at home? Aw, poor you. Well, I guess it makes sense, because today we're celebrating as a family. And my dad's ex-wife's daughter isn't family. It's just how things are, right? That's enough. More importantly, where did you put my stuff? Where did you hide it? Give it back. I'm not returning it. It's not even in the house anymore. Because tomorrow you won't be in the house anymore either. I can't fit all of my mom's and my clothes and accessories and stuff in my room. So I had to tear your room down to make room for a new closet. And since we were talking about kicking you out... What the hell? What do you mean? You can't figure it out? God, you're dumb. We don't need you in the house. You walk around my house shamelessly, even though you're a stranger. Aren't you embarrassed? I'm not staying or anything. This was my house to begin with. My mom died, and then you all immediately rolled in and started living here. My dad's mistress and his stepchild. So what? My mom and dad are already married. And the three of us are a happy family.
My daddy, the president of a huge company, my beautiful mommy, and me. It's really annoying having some outsider here. We don't need some stranger's kid hanging around, so why don't you just get out already? Then we can be the perfect family.
I have every intention of leaving this house eventually. But my junior year in high school isn't exactly a great time. So, again, for the last time, where did you put my stuff? Did you throw it all away?
Daddy said it might be good to send it to your granddad's house for the time being. So I sent it there for you. You should be grateful I didn't just throw it away.
My granddad's. I haven't seen him since I was little. I haven't spoken to him in forever. I guess I have no chance but to count on him, though.
Daddy said he'd send you the address later. Sorry, I get disgusted whenever there's a lot of garbage in the house. So please leave by tomorrow.
Seriously, enough already. And my dad, too, marrying the woman he cheated with as soon as my mom died. I don't need that nasty woman or you in my life. I'll go to my granddad's house or wherever. So help yourself to the house.
Ah, I see. Well then, why don't you spend the rest of your life taking care of your grandpa? You probably aren't capable of doing much else. I'm going to follow in my daddy's footsteps and become the company president. I've got life on easy mode. If you have trouble finding a job, I can hire you. I'll put you to work cleaning toilets for the rest of your life. Okay then, bye-bye! Hey, it's been ages. Wait, what's your name again? Oh, that's right, Sarah. How have you been?
Look who it is, Isabel. I'm good. What do you care?
Because I'm in a great mood today. And I was thinking I'd share how gloriously my life is going to the sad sack living at her granddad's.
Wow, you're as annoying as ever. You must have a lot of time on your hands.
I'm in college now. I've joined clubs and made friends. And I hang out with them every day and go to parties. Ah, and I have a handsome boyfriend now. We're going on a trip together soon. It's great, isn't it?
Wow, yeah, amazing.
When I tell people I'm the daughter of the company president, people take extra care of me. They buy me drinks and start hanging around with me. Guys start hitting on me even though I have a boyfriend. It's almost too much.
Wow.
But by doing this, I'm establishing my future status as a female company president. I'm definitely going to be living rich and comfortable for the rest of my life. Life is so easy. It's the best.
What? What are you talking about? That's just not true. I'm the one who's inheriting the company.
Oh, what are you talking about? Did you get a head injury or something? Daddy picked me as his successor. Are you still under the impression that you're part of the family or something? You may be Daddy's child, but you're not family. I won't let some outsider get in my way.
No. I was going to talk to you about this after you graduated college, but I'll tell you now, since you made an effort to reach out to me.
Oh yeah? Out with it then.
I was talking with my granddad. You know what he told me about that company that my dad runs? It's actually my granddad's company. Dad was promoted to president after he married my mom. It seems he's completely forgotten that, though.
Well, so what? I don't see how any of that matters.
Do you really not get it? In other words, my mother's family owns the company. And being my mother's daughter, I'm inheriting it. My granddad decided.
What? I don't understand. Why would it be your granddad's decision? He's got nothing to do with the company now. My daddy is president now, and he decided that I would inherit. I'm the successor.
I get that you might not want to hear this, but... Hey, what did my dad buy you recently?
What? What do you mean?
You used to brag about getting presents all the time, remember? On your birthdays, on Christmas, as a reward for good grades, or on holidays, or even on any ordinary day. You said you got a lot of expensive things. And you said you bet no one had ever gotten anything like that for me.
What's your point?
But recently, he's not been buying anything for you, has he? On the contrary, your allowance has actually decreased, hasn't it?
What? How do you know that?
Well, Dad was fired from the company.
Huh?
After you kicked me out and I went to my granddad's house, I told my grandparents all about what you guys did to me. He was not happy with my dad at all. And before I knew it, he had handled it. He relieved my dad of his position as president, demoted him, and eventually fired him. It seems he was embezzling money in order to support you guys. So he wasn't given any severance.
Huh? Huh? I don't understand. Nothing you're saying makes sense.
I'm only telling the truth. My dad's working a part-time job now. No respectable company wants to hire him. He didn't want you or your mother to find out. He's trying desperately to keep the same standard of living. The other day, I saw him cleaning at the supermarket. His face went white as a sheet when he saw me. He gave me $40 to not tell anyone.
You're lying. He's the president of the company. There's no way he was fired.
If you don't want to believe me, then don't. But as I said, I'm the heir to the company. I won't even hire you, let alone make you president.
You liar. That's not possible. I'm the heir, not you.
Listen, I'm studying law and economics in school. At the same time, I'm being trained to be the successor by my granddad and other company executives. After college, I'm going to work at another company from the same industry to get some experience. I've been doing all this, striving to become a worthy successor. And you? What are you doing? You went to college using the money your father earned from his part-time job. And now you're... what? Going to clubs and parties, vacationing with your boyfriend? Living an easy life, and not studying enough. How can you sit there all smug and say you're going to inherit the company? You crack me up.
Shut up! You talk big for some stranger. I am the successor. I will become the president of Daddy's company.
I guess you haven't been listening. You really don't have any brains at all. That company is not your daddy's company. It's my granddad's, my mom's dad. And he named me as the successor. You will never be the president.
But, Daddy...
Your daddy has already lost his position. You aren't the president's daughter now. You're the daughter of a middle-aged man with a part-time job. Can't you understand that? How can a stranger's child claim to be the successor? It's time to see where you really stand. You're a shallow, lazy ignoramus, just like your parents.
Why? How can this be? How can I not be president? How can you be the successor? You're just some stranger. You've got to be kidding me.
You can cry about it all you like, but you can't change reality. Maybe you should start worrying about what you can actually do with your life, instead of worrying about whether you can become president or not.
What?
Because before long, your daddy is going to be broke. And he's still living with a woman whose only skill is to waste money. He has a college student who plays around while her parents pay all her tuition and living expenses. He's not getting any younger, and it's only a matter of time before his body starts to give out on him. When that happens, what will you do? Will you get a scholarship and start working part-time? Will you abandon your father? No matter what you do, you can't play around anymore. Will you be able to handle that, after always being able to do what you want for so long?
No. Oh God, what am I going to do?
Well, you could revise your life plan for the future. I'm a stranger, so it doesn't concern me. All right then. This conversation is over.
Wait, hold on a second.
What?
You know, all the stuff up until now. How do I say this? I'm sorry. I've really thought about what I've done. So, can you just hear me out for a second? Because, you know, you're my sister, after all.
What?
What?
Sister? Who? We don't have that kind of relationship. A stranger shouldn't act like they're one of the family, should they? You disgust me, honestly.
Oh,
Maybe you think you're flattering me, but you're having the opposite effect. You won't get any support from me. Well then, I'm busy, so good luck with life. Goodbye. After that, I got a lot of calls from Isabel and my dad. It was annoying, so I immediately blocked them. My dad's new wife found out about how he was fired from his job, and they began having difficulties. They divorced and fought over alimony, and completely neglected Isabel. Isabel's lost all her income, and she no longer had enough for living and tuition expenses. At first, she sold her clothes and accessories and things and covered the costs with that. But naturally, there was a limit to that as well. She started messing with her mother's things, and then fights broke out between them. In the end, Isabel was thrown out of the house. She quit college and started working in clubs and places like that. Her mother disappeared, and our father gave up the house. I heard no one knows where he is now. A miserable end for a family of plebs. My mother is probably stunned as well, looking down from heaven. Afterwards, I did exactly as planned and worked full-time at a different company in the same industry after I graduated college. I'm devoting myself to my work as I learn more, and I'm living every day to the fullest. I have to repay my grandparents for sending me to college. So, I'm going to continue to work diligently to become an excellent successor to the company.